Hi everybody, this is Professor Quine. I'm recording this webinar on March 3rd, 2014, just as a basic overview of some very basic Microsoft Word features that will help you to format an MLA document, Modern Language Association document. Whether you were typing your essay in your 91, or if you're a 92 doing a paragraph in 91 or 92 doing an essay, I think you'll find the information pretty helpful. First thing, I'm going to pretend that I'm the student, Samantha Smith, and I am first going to make sure that I preset my font on Times New Roman 12 point. Right now it's on Calibri 11, and I think I've chosen red, and you can't use red to write your documents, right? You need black font. So we're going to change the Calibri by clicking on that arrow and choosing Times New Roman. We're going to change from the 11 to the 12, so now we have 12 point font, which is the size. And before we finish this, we're going to go click on that arrow next to that A with the red underlining, click, and I'm going to choose the automatic preset, which is the black font. Now again, I think I've mentioned this already, but I'll mention it again. I have an older version of Word, so maybe your version of Word will look a little different, but it will have these features. You just need to go find them. One other thing I want to do is to make sure I have 1-inch margins. On my version of Word, I click on the Page Layout tab, then I choose Margins, and I choose the normal 1 inch all the way around. So I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do is type into the upper left hand corner the information that most teachers want on the paper. I certainly want this information, and the first is, who's the student? Well, I am Samantha Smith. And then what is the professor's name? Professor Quine. Make sure you get that name right. And then what is your course and section? I'm going to pretend that I'm in Ring 92 and that my section, also known as the index number, is 1000. Where do you find that? On your registration form or on our course Blackboard site? And then I want to make sure that I tell the teacher, the instructor, what this assignment is. So let's say this is Essay 1. Maybe it's Essay 1 outline. If that's the case, you write outline. If it's just Essay 1, it's just Essay 1. And then we need the date. Today is March 3rd, 2014. And when I finish my essay, I want to type in the word count. And you can put it right behind that colon. And on most versions of Word, the word count can be found in the lower left-hand corner. So again, you want to finish your essay before you do that. Now, what if, when you start, you don't have everything set on double space? And it does need to be set on double space. Let's say you get started and you have single spacing. What do I do? What do I do? Well, what you want to do, if you've already typed something like I have, you want to highlight it. If you haven't typed anything, you can just click in the document and do this. But go over to the paragraph that we're under Page Layout. The Page Layout tab, slide over to Paragraph and that arrow, and go down to where it says Spacing. Make sure that before and after are set on 0. Slide over to line spacing and change it from single to double, and then click OK. And now you've changed your line spacing throughout the document to 1 inch. Now, if there's something in the document for whatever reason you need to single space it, you can go and highlight that information and change it to single spacing, but usually that's not the case. Okay, let's say it's time for me now to type my essay title, and if you're writing a paragraph, you also need a title, and it should go beyond the word title, and it should go beyond a mere regurgitation of what the topic is. Okay, it should be something unique and short. It will be capitalized according to certain rules. I'll do a webinar on that. Make sure you watch that webinar. But for now, I know that my title will be My Summer Vacation. Okay, let's say it's a writing sample sort of topic. Okay, but anyway, so let's say in high school you always centered things by just hitting the space bar, and you heard Professor Quine say that she doesn't want that to happen anymore, but you figure she'll never know the difference. Oh yes, she will. All I have to do is go and click on that icon that I just clicked on, that little paragraph symbol, and I see immediately a row of dots that tells me that you used your space bar. So I hand it back to you and I say, I don't want you doing that. I want you to follow the rules for correctly centering a title. So you figure, I forgot those rules. So what I'll do is I'll just hit the tab key, because she'll never know. Yes, I will. I go up there and I hit that icon and I see that row of arrows. I know you've used the tab key. So I hand it back to you and I say, try it again. This time you get it straight. What you do is you go up to this centering icon that I'm pointing to right now. I have my, I've clicked in front of the title. Now I'm going to go to the centering icon and look, that's all it takes. I centered it. Go to the end of the title now, I hit enter and I go to the, a double space, and I'm getting ready to write my paragraph, but obviously I don't want my paragraph centered, so I turn off centering by going to the align left icon, which is next to the centering icon, and it pulls it back over. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to type my first paragraph, and I'm typing along, and I'm, going strong. When I hit the end of a line, I do not hit enter. I just let the text wrap. See, it wrapped automatically. You don't have to hit enter, nor should you, until you want to end your paragraph. And let's say I want to end it here, so I hit enter, and that takes me down. Now the problem is that I remember that I'm supposed to indent the first line of a paragraph by 1/2 inch, and I don't know how to do that. She says that I can't use the space bar and I can't use the tab key, so how do I do it? All you have to do is click in front of that paragraph, go back up to the paragraph where it says paragraph on your toolbar, click the arrow, and then under indentation make sure left and right are on 0, slide over to special, choose first line. That automatically indents the first line of all your paragraphs 1/2 inch. Hit OK, and look what just happened. Okay, so it's indented 1/2 inch now. Okay, so that was the last line of that paragraph. Now I will hit enter to take me to my next paragraph, and notice what just happened. The second paragraph of my essay is now automatically indented 1/2 inch. The first line is. Okay, so I say that I'm going to finish this paragraph up. Okay, I've just finished it. Hit enter and the same thing happens again. Got it? Okay. Those of you in 91 just writing a paragraph, obviously if I see another thing indented like this indented first line here of the second paragraph, that tells me that you have not just written a paragraph. You have written more than one paragraph, and that's not the assignment for most of 91. At the end of 91 you will be writing an essay which will consist of more than one paragraph. But in 91, when I assign a paragraph, that's all I want is a paragraph. But still, you need to indent the first line of that paragraph 1/2 inch, right? So that's still information that you needed to know. Now, in 91 and in 92, both classes are doing things that use MLA documentation. And you know that MLA documentation requires in-text, also known as parenthetical documentation, the page number bit, the author and page number in a parenthesis wherever you have something to document. But you also know that you have to document that source fully on something called the works cited page. And the works cited page should be the last page of the file that you're sending me. Don't send it as a separate file, send it as the last page of your assignment. So here, this essay 1, the last page will be the works cited page. How will I get there? I'm just hitting enter until I get down there. That's about the only way you can do it. Then I'm going to type the words works cited. Obviously, if you only have one source, it's work cited, not works. Notice that cited is capital C-I-T-E-D. Okay, not like cite that you use to see something. It's something else. Cited means documentation. Again, we're gonna center this title, so we're gonna hit that centering icon, and then click behind the words works cited, and then hit enter, and then turn off centering. So I'm going to use that align text left icon, and now I'm going to go ahead and record my first source. My first source has got a lot of information there, and it's going to go over to a second line. Now here's the thing. With a works cited page, you don't use first line indent, you use something called hanging indentation. So here's how you change the works cited entries that you type to hanging indentation. You go, and here I've already typed one, so I've highlighted it. I go up to paragraph and click on that arrow. Where it says indentation, instead of special first line, I'm choosing special hanging. And I'd be 1/2 inch. Click OK, and look what just happened. Now I have hanging indentation. So that was my first source. Here's my second source, and it will automatically, now that I preset hanging indentation, okay, indent. See how that's done? So you should end up with a page that looks like, let me see something. If I, well, here, let me just slide down. This is from Purdue Al. Let me slide down to this person's works cited page. Hope this isn't making you dizzy watching this. Here we go. Okay, here's the works cited page for this very long research paper model that is posted on Purdue Al. But you can see here's, and notice that the works cited page is arranged alphabetically by author's last name. So Allen would come before Baker, of course. And notice that, you know, they kind of, the first line juts out, and it's a good visual cue. It's really easy for the reader to just scan that page and find the author or authors that he or she is looking for. Okay, so that's what a works cited page looks like. Now MLA is a really, Purdue Al is a really great place for you to go to in order to find this information. And the way, you know, there's several ways to get to Purdue Al. One is just to go to our Blackboard course site, click on the other useful links button, and I have a direct link to Purdue Al there. Or if you want to do this yourself, you just type in Purdue Al in a search box and it takes you to a list of links, and I usually just choose, if it's available, the MLA formatting and style link. It takes me to the page I was just on. And this is a really extensive page of information, lots of information about in-text citation and formatting quotations, and then a bunch of models for you to use to follow in creating sources for your MLA works cited page. So electronic sources, that's a really useful one there. But anyway, if you want to just see a works cited page, you can click on that MLA works cited page link, and it takes you over to a really nice little model that shows you just the works cited page. This is what one looks like, and you can see the hanging indentation there. Okay, so anyway, I hope that you found that helpful. One thing I should let you know is, you know, we've if you have specific questions about MLA, you know, Purdue Al is really one of the best sources to go to. Our book gives you good information, don't get me wrong, and that MLA tutorial that I posted, I want you to watch it and I want you to take notes, okay? I want you to remember what you covered. But if you just want a quick and dirty on MLA format and on documentation, Purdue Al does the best job yet, I think. So anyway, I think that's all I need to cover in this webinar, except to tell you that, remember, our writing program is constructed in a way where the courses build on one another, and frankly, you know, I am not teaching you everything you need to know about format and documentation in just one course. You know, as you move along, you'll learn even more format and documentation rules, but we're getting the basics covered here, and that's what I'm teaching, and I hope that this helped you to master all of that information. Talk to you soon. Bye.